Hi there, welcome back to a new video. I'm excited about this one. I've been having a think about what to journal today, and I have grabbed my little storybook and I have decided to go with photos from years ago and discuss our favourite kind of food. So that's what I'm going to do. But there's a reason behind this. We're about to do a Zoom call this evening, and Lauren came up with the idea of let's chat about things to journal about when you can't think what to journal. So if you've got like nothing, if you're up to date on all your storytelling and all that, you haven't had a trip maybe, or everything's up to date, you just want to create but you don't know what to do, what do you do? So we're going to chat about some ideas today. So I'm excited for this one. Not quite sure what I'm going to do. I'm also going to be using up some really old stash. Anne-Marie gave me a challenge last month to journal with some old stash, which I did. Oh, this looks good. And I enjoyed it so much, I thought I might do the same again. I've got some alphabets here. So we've got some really, oh, I can bin that. Some nice papers. Oh, I love the green. This is fun. And oh, this is also caught my eye, so I might have a play with that. But I'm excited to look through this stuff as well. We've got some good stuffs here. So this is going to be a really fun video. Go and grab yourself a cup of tea, and I really hope you'll enjoy this one. I think it's a really good topic actually, what Lauren brings up, because sometimes you don't actually, it's not even that you don't have the topics to journal about, sometimes you're not even in the mood. This is why I don't always understand people, and I know everyone does things their own way, and that's what I love about this hobby. It can be done in so many different ways to suit everybody, but I don't understand it when somebody just has the one journal on the go, because for me personally, I'm in the mood for different types of journaling. So today I didn't feel like doing my trip journaling, I didn't feel like doing my weekly, I just fancied something easy, just to pick up a journal and do something. And I know, for example, Lauren just generally has a couple of journals on the go, and that's why this one is just a storybook. It's just for random stories. For me, it's just an easy pick up and throw something in, just put something together. So today I'm doing food, some of our favourite food. I found these alphabets actually in the old stash bag, so I thought they would be really good. So yeah, I just happened to find this photo of some of our favourite food, and I thought that would be perfect. So this kind of journal, just anything goes in it. It's just little stories, could be a conversation, could be me talking about food, could be something to do with just our everyday week, a to-do list, a shopping list, something like that. I did previously have a journal that I called my love journal, and that was all things that I loved, which was really nice as well. And I had a laugh journal as well. I think that's been one of my favorite, and it was literally things that make me laugh or made me laugh. So I've even like screenshot WhatsApp messages from family and friends, things that have made me chuckle. Like, you know, when somebody's sent a funny photo in your family group, it could be someone's taken a really silly family photo of something, like one of the kids being silly or something, and then I've included those. I loved that journal, and it really was things that made me laugh. It could be TV shows, something like that, but something that's made me chuckle, and it's gone in that journal. But not only is it nice in that time when you're documenting, it's really nice to look back on as well. So I really recommend giving those journals a go, because they really are fun. Other things that have come up in our Patreon discussions. This, by the way, is my Patreon community. We have Crafty Zooms a couple of times a month. We have an online chat, online classes, downloads. We have loads going on. Sometimes we do happy mail swaps as well. So I'll leave the link down below for you in case you're interested and want to go and check that out. So other things that have come up, a couple of the girls have got gardening journals, which I really love. Jo is having a lot of work done on her garden this summer, so she's been documenting it. She has documented loads as well, so she's been documenting the progress, which has been really nice. Lindsay loves to have a nature journal. She really enjoys that, and you can get really creative with that as well, because you can really get your watercolors out, and it doesn't even have to be like you've spotted anything. It just can be something you're inspired by, quotes or something like that. It would be really nice actually if you took like a flower press from the garden. That would be really nice as well. So the nature one is really lovely. Could be wildlife in your area. I've also got one from day trips, UK day trips, so I delve into that every now and then. So these types of journals aren't like journals that are like generally over and done with quickly. They're journals that you have ongoing, that you just pop into every now and then, which I really like. I also suggested a journal with quotes. If you're somebody that maybe doesn't always want to think about what you're journaling, just to go online and have a look at inspirational quotes or fun friendship quotes, something like that. And sometimes you may just want to play with your stash, experiment with different techniques, get the stencils out, the watercolors, stamps. That is a really fun way to do it. And you can just put in your favorite quotes or quotes that kind of catch your eye. Another one that we've got, Leanna, she has really good ideas, and she does a lot of cutting and sticking, whether it be packaging, things like that. But she also likes to do them like favorite movies, favorite songs, that kind of thing as well. A list journal would be a really good one as well. You could just list off things like all your favorites, different countries you've been to, or even one of mine actually is a bucket list journal. And that reminded me, I haven't used that journal for so long. And it's places I've never been to, but I would love to go. And I've even done it where I've watched videos from my favorite YouTubers. And it could be that, for example, the one I'm thinking of that comes to mind, she's actually a home vlogger, but she went on holiday with her husband and they went somewhere in Sedona and also the Grand Canyon. And I loved their accommodations so much. I found them online, printed them off, and I've actually done a page in this bucket list journal of places I would like to visit. I've even like planned out a whole Italian road trip in there. I've just done things that really take my fancy. There's a hotel that I really want to stay in on the water in, my mind's just gone blank. Oh, that's Gibraltar, that I would like to go to. So that is also another one of my journals that I don't keep on going, but every now and then I will dip into. As you will know, another favourite one of mine is my recipe journal, and I spoke about that just this week. It is my absolute favourite journal, and it's one where I'm just documenting recipes that our family loves, special recipes, but also recipes with stories. So again, I can go weeks and not creating that, but it's always there for me. And sometimes if I want just a quick 10-minute page, that journal is the perfect one to pick up, and I don't even have to print off a photo, because sometimes if it's a recipe that our family love, I will actually just go onto Pinterest, print it off and pop it in the journal. So sometimes it can be a quick 10-minute page, which quite often suits me. So these are all just ideas of quick ones. Somebody was saying as well in the chat that they want to do an about me journal. Just fill a journal about themselves. The word selfish came up, and I don't think it's selfish at all. I think they were worried that people might find it selfish that they just document themselves. The word that comes to my mind is important. I think it's really important to include yourself in journals, because we are often so easily forgotten about, especially if you're mums. You focus on the kids, don't you? You focus on everyone else around you, but you forget about yourself. So I think it's very important to document yourself, your favorite things, your likes, dislikes, what you're into right now, even what your morning routine is. This is something I've done actually when the kids were younger. I would do like everyday journaling, do our everyday mundane routine. But it's really nice now, all these years, now the kids have gone, sort of left home. I like looking back on those. I like seeing my shopping lists, what I used to buy, how much things cost. I like to see my old to-do lists. I haven't done a to-do list for a long time, actually. That's something that would be good for my weekly journal, actually. But all these things are really good. Friendship journals. Document your friends from over the years. Doesn't have to be current. You can document them. Even if you remember like people from way back in the day when you were at school, old neighbours, kids you played with on the street. Fill a journal with all those stories. That would be quite a nice one, wouldn't it? I also feel that to document places that you have loved to visit. It could be that you have travelled loads. For example, I made a journal once about all the different places that we'd been to over the years. I didn't used to scrapbook when I was younger, but I made one journal just about places we've visited to. And if you're anything like me, you'll have all the old boarding cards and various bits and pieces. I stuck all of it into one journal. I didn't even have photos for everything, but I still told the stories about those places. So just because things aren't current or you may not have photos, it doesn't mean to say that you can't journal about them, because you really can. It's never too late to go back and actually document a story. And sometimes as well, don't get hung up about doing things in order, because that can really, really hold you back. I recommend, if that's the case, just throw everything in, no matter what order. As I always say, it's only paper. The important thing is getting your stories documented. I have a Florida journal just because I never used to journal. I scrapbooked back in the day, and I've got all my large 12 by 12s, but they were all like fancy staged photos, a lot of them. I didn't do just the boring kind of, I say boring, it's not boring, is it? But just the everyday stuff, stood in a queue or something like that, a snack we may have had. Whereas now they're the stories I actually prefer documenting. So I do have a Florida journal, and everything from the trips over the years goes in there. It's in no particular order. I might have a photo from 2007 on one page and 2023 on the next page, but I've got a whole load of bag of photos as well. And I would just put them in whatever I fancy doing. I think with the kind of journaling I'm talking about today, it's what takes my fancy. It's what makes me think, oh, actually, yeah, I really fancy journaling about that. Or it might even be, oh, actually, I really fancy using these particular supplies. They would go really well with a story about food, which is what I'm doing today. So think of it like that. It can work either way, but kind of do what takes your fancy. I think that's what's important. Have a throw it all in type journal. I really love those. Right then, journaling friends. This is where I left us the other day. It's a couple of days later. I blitzed my craft studio actually yesterday, or actually I've done it over the week. It was so messy. It was awful. So that video is actually coming on my vlogging channel tomorrow. I feel so much happier being at my desk now. The room feels so nice. I actually sat in here and had my coffee this morning. I loved it this much, and it's given me new inspiration. I just work so much better when I'm in a tidy space. I pulled out a couple of stamps. I think that's it as well. It's like when my room's really messy, I'm kind of like just focused on one little area of the room, whereas when my room is tidy, I open my eyes to the whole room. So I'm going to have a little play. I am thinking about using my stamps on some vellum. I have not stamped like this for ages. I have stamped, don't get me wrong. Actually, no, stenciling I did the other day. But like proper creating background stamping. Right, I'm being lazy with my stamping now, and I'm just not putting it on a block purely because I can't be bothered. So let's see how this turns out. I want it to go there. I thought about doing the stamp there, but I don't want to cover too much up. Actually, that has worked out fine, and it's probably not going to dry amazingly, is it? Let's do a little bit of fussy cutting on here, and then the idea is to pop it over there. I have had these stamps for years and years. They were called Unity stamps. Hands up if you remember those. And it was actually a stamp set. I'm going to need to put my glasses on for this. It was a stamp set that you got every single month. It was really reasonably priced. I can't remember how much, but I remember feeling it wasn't very expensive back then. And the stamps were so good. They were all like this. So you just pop them onto like the little plastic blocks. I really like them, and I had them for quite a few months, and I've got some really good stamps from them, and they always came with like a little sheet of white paper so you could see what the actual stamps were. I loved it, so I'd love to know if anybody else got that, because that was a proper long time ago. But I loved the stamps. They were just different back then. Right, I think I'm gonna stop the video a minute and I'm just gonna cut this out. Or should I have just left it? Or maybe even do half and half. I'm feeling lazy. I feel like I can't be bothered this week. And it's actually, I want to create, but I also can't be bothered to create, if that makes sense. So it makes me do lazy things and take shortcuts, which is fine. We all have different times where we need different things in our life, and right now I want to create, but I'm tired. So I would rather create and be lazy than not create at all. That looks odd doing half and half. I think I've committed myself now. So I think I've just got to be all in and just do the lot. But I'm kind of doing lazy by just pulling it out. There. Right. Let's crack on with this. Oh, sugar. That's what happens when you create lazily. I was doing so well up until then. It will add to the charm of the page. It's only paper, right? Am I going to start another one? No, I'm not. Am I going to continue and pretend it was meant to be? Yes, I am. Right, let's embrace that. I'm going to pop it on like, right, let's pop that. I think that looks perfect. Just goes to show it doesn't have to be perfect, and you adapt accordingly. I really like that. I think that looks so cool. Sorry, it's very noisy when there's a charm on here. Now, as for the leaves, I was actually thinking about stamping directly on the page for these. Actually, it's saying that I might do some on the vellum as well. I wonder. But let's do some real relaxed fussy cutting. Let's see how that's going to look, and then layer it up with some actual stamping. I find sometimes that with a journal like this, what I'm doing, I feel more free and more relaxed with my creating. For some reason, I don't know why, but I get a little bit more experimental with journals like this. Okay, right, I'm going to see how this looks. I quite like that actually. I'm going to do it on there as well. I really like these leaves. Sorry, I was zoomed right in. You couldn't even see that. I didn't even realise. Right, let's do it on there. Really, really like that. These leaves are gorgeous, aren't they? Let's do them on the receipt. And up there. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. A little bit like when I was doing the green stenciling the other day. It just feels like it gives the page like a belonging, like it's meant to be like that. There, love that. That makes a huge, huge difference. I feel I can't waste that little bit that came off. So I'm just going to pop that down there. Like that. Just add another little layer. I had a good sort out, like I said, I've got rid, or not got rid, I've put quite a few bits and pieces in my junk journal box. So actually I am going to go ahead and add quite a, that helps if the lid's off the glue, and I'm going to add quite a few of these new pieces. Now this looks far too white for me, so we're going to grubby that up a little bit. I'll add something in a bit to make that blend in a little bit. I've got some little tags that's far too bright. I just feel like some of the pieces that I pulled out from when I was sorting out would go really, really well today. Oh, that's quite nice. I might actually add that because I haven't got many bits and pieces that are hanging off the side. Let's have that explore as well, because we love exploring new foods. And explore doesn't have to mean the word travel, does it? There we go. It's just making sure I'm not stapling two together. Let's push that down, we don't want any injuries. Then we've just got a little bit of texture on the side of the page. I'm just going to have a look as well just to see what else I took out yesterday. I added quite a few new bits and pieces. Might pop that up there. This is when the fun of layering really starts to happen, because you're just finding different things. I think that's too much blue at the moment. Let's leave it there. If that was green or red, that would be perfect. Quite like that. And I find as well that when I journal like this, I don't really keep to a theme as such, because I'm just kind of like having fun with it. So anything goes. Let's just add that. I picked out the yellow because of the yellow on the brad, just to kind of like pull it together a little bit. I thought that would be quite nice. I'm not going to do the orange. Had a few little bits there. What else did I pop in here yesterday? This was from a different day. Oh, I found these tags that I created. No, we're not going to use those. I just kind of want some little bits and pieces. This came off a parcel the other day, so I thought, oh, I'll stick that in my junk box. You never know when that might be handy. Right, what have we got here? Anything else that we can use? I could use a star, or you can use a couple of the enamel arrows, just like that. Again, just using bits and pieces up, to be honest. So we've got them here, so why not? Well, that was on here, that came off. Let's stick that back on. No idea where that went before, but that will be okay. Need to do something with this, don't we? Because that's just a bit too white. I may even take it off, actually. It is quite white, isn't it? I'm actually going to use this kind of like beigey stamp. This one's not the best one for this, actually. Oh, yes, it is. And I wanted to use the little dots of the flowers. So rather than stamp the whole thing, just doing it like that. Actually, let's go over some of these areas here to tie it all in. There we go. It's not going so well because there's quite a lot of stuff underneath, but it adds a little bit, doesn't it? There. There we go. There is my finished page. It's been really fun to do something that's kind of not current as such. It's not like it's my weekly journal. It's just something we love doing at the moment, or it's just something we love, and it's something that we enjoy. We spend a lot of time talking about and planning. It's a really, really big part of our life, and I think it really belongs in this little story journal of mine. I really do. I love this journal. It just gives me something extra to focus on when I don't want to work and the normal stuff, but I want to do something. So I really, really recommend giving this type of journal a go, and I'd love to hear from you and find out what other types of journal do you enjoy. I'd really like to hear. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in a new video on Monday. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.